welcome back to Robertson's Belly Acres. If you saw our last video, we processed a pig on the homestead for the first time, and it was an emotional roller coaster, but we made it through. So we decided today we would do it in the kitchen. Now we have all this ground pork that we're trying different things. So,
in the spirit of using everything and making the things ourselves.
Yes. We're going to do some breakfast sausage. We're going to make some breakfast sausage this morning, and then hopefully I can get my mom to come in a little bit, and we will record her making chorizo. Let's try this sausage.
Can I interrupt you for just
Yes.
a second? This right here, see that glare is not from my head, Gary, in case you're watching.
Okay, so now that I have touched my face, which is the big no-no, you gotta wash your hands and don't touch your face. Since I've done that, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then we're gonna get to this. Okay guys, let's talk about the ingredients that I am using. Well, first off, ground pork, and there are 5 pounds there of ground pork. We just use our regular little scale, nothing fancy, nothing digital, nothing battery operated, just a little scale. And then we are using kosher salt, 3 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 3 teaspoons of black pepper, and then 3 teaspoons of ground sage. I'm not real big on the sage, but now, oh my goodness, 4 teaspoons of thyme. And you guys, I love thyme. Oh, it just smells so good.
Never have enough time.
And then rosemary. There's a teaspoon of rosemary. Rosemary, it's such a robust flavor that a little bit goes a long way. So we're going to cut back on that just a little bit. I like rosemary, but it has to be in moderation. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then this is nutmeg. We're doing 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg, again, that's another robust flavor. I don't like it in what's it called, like desserts or anything. I usually, like the pumpkin pies or the pumpkin rolls, I'll either omit it or I will just half whatever the recipe calls for, because I'm not real big on nutmeg, but I think it's going to be good in this sausage. And then I have a teaspoon of each cayenne and red pepper flakes, so of each of those in there. You guys, these cute little bowls, they're just adorable, and they're little plastic bowls. I may have mentioned it in one of my other videos, but my sister gave them to me, and she said, I saw these and I thought of you, and I love them because I'm able to measure out all of my ingredients before I get started and just kind of dump stuff in, and I really like that. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ground pork, and because I have so much of it, I'm not just going to dump in and dump everything. I'm going to kind of dump a little bit in, and I'm going to put a little bit of the seasonings and mix it and do that, because I want to make sure that we get all the seasonings mixed in well, so you don't end up like with all the seasoning on one part of your sausage and not on the other. So we're just going to kind of... Now this ground pork, we ground it last night, and then we did let it sit in the refrigerator overnight, and I think that's going to be very helpful, because it's colder, like it's set up a little bit better, because I feel like if you do it while it's been worked so much, it will it won't stand up to it. Does that make sense? Like, I mean, I know it's going to get crumpled anyway, but I feel like it just won't stand up.
I feel like it helps to keep from separating.
Yes. You guys, fun fact, Rusty and I have been cooking together for going on 10 years, and we have cooked professionally together. I guess it's professionally, not just in our own kitchen. When Russ and I first started dating, I worked in the kitchen. My mom, my sister, and I all did in the kitchen at the American Legion in Hooker, Oklahoma. Yes, I did say Hooker, Oklahoma.
It's a location, not a vocation.
You know, I never thought that that was funny until I moved away from there, and then because I grew up there. But anyway, shout out to all my Hookerites. But I did not. I mean, I was working in the American Legion, and Rusty used to come and see me there on bingo night. Okay, and he used to come see me there, and he said, "What did you say? How do
How do I get in on some of this easy money?"
how do I get in on this gig?" And so I said, "You write your name down on that calendar over there, and they'll call you if they need you." And this began this amazing cooking romance, I guess. I guess. We started working there, and before you knew it, we were running the kitchen. We were just getting setting menus, and it was a lot of fun. Okay, guys, I'm putting the last bit in there. I've kind of done that in several little, I don't know, levels, layers, but just keep mixing. That's the thing, just keep mixing instead of swimming, right? So, we have never made,
And
you want to do that one?
yeah.
Oh, these other fancy ones, they're just ball jars.
Jelly jars.
Jelly jars that we use. We are making this a little spicy. That's why we're putting the pepper in it, but I don't think it's going to be too spicy. Whew.
Boy.
Well, it sure smells like
Smells like sausage.
Sausage, yes. It smells really good, actually. I'm excited to try this.
Guys,
Now-
we started out with a concession stand in there when I started working with Rachel. We sold cake and nachos and regular
Concession
baked
stand.
potatoes,
Yeah.
you know, regular concession stand stuff. And by the end, they let us stretch our wings, and we were selling burgers and making beer rocks
Beer
and
rocks.
selling them.
Yeah.
It got to the point where we always underestimated what we needed. The last time we made burgers, I want to say that we made 80 hamburger patties, and we were sold out by the first break. And people were like, I didn't get a hamburger this time. Well, ma'am, I'm sorry. But we had a really good response, and from then on, we knew that we had
the magic.
the magic between the two of us in the
Yeah.
kitchen as well.
We work very well together, which is probably a really good thing, since now our entire lives, we work together, we run a business together, we do everything together, so it's probably a good thing. So as you can see, all of those seasonings are mixed in really well. We've got all of it. I wish you could smell this. I say that in every in the kitchen video, but I really do wish you could smell this. But I think it's all mixed pretty good. I just kind of run my hands through to make sure there's not big, huge clumps of seasoning that didn't get mixed. Kind of like that right there. You can see that.
No.
And we just kind of mix that in, because there's nothing worse than eating a piece of sausage and then all of a sudden you've got every bit of sage in one bite. So I think what we're going to do with this is we're going to go ahead and We're going to go ahead and put it in 1 pound packages and freeze it. We may leave one out so that we can have tomorrow morning just to give it a whirl. If you can see Rusty's face right now, it's lit up. But this was only 4 pounds, 5 pounds. This was only 5 pounds of sausage that we're making. It's kind of a trial run. I'm sure that we will be tweaking a whole lot of ingredients because that's how we are. We'll make things and then we'll say, well, it needs a little more of this or a little less of that. So we will definitely have to try it out so that we know what to do for the next one.
Okay, now I get to be the QA guy. Weights and measures, that's my specialty.
You know, everybody needs a label, right?
Gotta have a title.
Okay, let's see how close I am.
You're about halfway there.
Well,
We need 1 pound packages and we're at about half a pound.
a little bit more.
Perfect.
So I'm thinking the way we're going to do this is going to mash them flat.
I'm gonna mash them flat here in just a minute.
Yeah, we have seen this thing repeated a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, that if you mash the meat flat, 1, it saves you space. 2, it
Thaws out faster.
yeah, it'll thaw out faster. If you need to thaw something out extremely fast, you don't have to worry about the big clump of meat trying to get thawed out. We are almost there.
Poquito más.
Ooh, look at you. This your Mexican.
Wait. Another big hand. Poquito más. Just a little tiny bit. Call it good.
Okay guys, here it is. We've got 5 packages of breakfast sausage. We're gonna put 1 package in the refrigerator and maybe try it out tomorrow. And then
I like sausage.
Me too. And then we'll put the rest in the freezer. We've got them marked. They're ready to go to the freezer. And here in a second, we'll make some chorizo. So my mom is going to show us how she makes chorizo. And we're doing this with the ground pork. We have almost 4 pounds of ground pork. And then I'd like to say that we have a recipe, but we don't. We're just gonna make it, but Mom's gonna tell us what all goes in it.
Okay, we get the meat, we put garlic, chili powder, and cominos, cumin,
Cumin,
and some vinegar.
some distilled white vinegar.
Yes.
And then the stuff that we get ready to be able to make it, we get just a regular gallon bag. It doesn't have to be freezer. It can just be a gallon storage bag. And then we poke holes all through it because this chorizo has to cure
And
for
drain.
drain for 3 days. And then we just take a regular cooling rack and then something for it to drain into. So we just kind of set that on top of there like that.
Okay, we start out with cominos, cumin, and you just pour it all in there really good. And then you get garlic and you just sprinkle it all in there. Really, really good. Then you get your chili powder and you put it in there. Sprinkle it good, good. Plenty of it. And then you mix it all up. And then you put your vinegar later.
Mm-hmm.
You just make sure you got everything in there.
And where did you learn how to make this?
My dad used to make this with hamburger meat.
You guys, it comes out really good. You have to be patient for chorizo because
Yes.
it does take, like I said, 3 days to cure or to ferment or whatever it is. I don't know if it's really fermenting. I know you put the vinegar in.
It just cures it. The
Yeah.
vinegar cures it to mix it all really good. And then you put your
So Mom says to put enough in there to make your meat red, but not too red.
no, not too red. Just
So enough chili powder. So
Yeah.
that right there is the scale. It's red, not too red. She's
smell
also smelling it. Oh yes, that's it. We cook a lot by smell.
and then you pour your vinegar in. Like she says, we don't have recipes. We just pour it.
Pour till it looks right, right?
You can smell.
It instantly smells like chorizo. If you've ever had chorizo, like Mexican sausage, they do like chorizo and eggs, and
I think I still need a little bit more. This
more chili powder.
more chili powder. Just a
You know what this needs? This needs more chili powder.
more chili powder.
It's like cowbell, right?
Huh?
Okay. Ooh, you got an extra little shot.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was your ancestors going, nope, just a little bit more.
Yeah. My dad said, "Hey, a little more."
There's a meme on Facebook that says, I don't cook with recipes. I just cook until my ancestors whisper, that's enough.
Yeah. Okay, there it is.
All right, so there's that.
Okay. Smell.
Oh, God, that's chorizo. Oh, it smells so good.
Just to cure it really good.
Do you
I
think
think-
that's enough? There's a little right there.
Yeah.
You want a little more?
Yeah, I think we better put a little more of that.
You tell me when, but don't yell at me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
When I was little, when she was teaching me how to cook, she'd say, pour this in, and then she'd say, what would you say, mas?
Yeah.
Like she'd say more, and then she'd say, yeah, and it would scare me, and I'd go, what? So that's why I was like, don't yell at me.
Yeah, I can feel it.
All right, so then we're just going to put that
In the bag.
in our bag. And the bag has holes in it, and you have a lot of vinegar in that meat. So you want to be careful not to like get it all over yourself.
Yeah.
But then we're just going to lay it flat. Okay, so you put it in that bag that has holes. And then we're going to flatten it out. And having it on that cooling rack on top of a pan, all that's going to do is allow that to drain, because as it cures, it will drain. And we just leave that to,
Drain right there.
we're going to put it in the refrigerator, right?
Yes, put it in there and let it drain it.
And we leave it for
3 days.
3 days. So we got to mark our calendar so we don't forget about it, because I usually put it in the refrigerator outside so that's not taking up space for 3 days. And it will start to smell amazing. So there you have it, the secret recipe to making chorizo. Only you don't really have
recipe. It's just kind of,
Yes, stuff put together.
it's just put together. But it will be amazing. Okay guys, so there you have it. That is a breakfast sausage with me and Rusty, and chorizo with my mom. And we're gonna let that cure for 3 days, and then it's going to be amazing. Then we'll package it into 1 pound packages and freeze it. But yeah, we're just gonna let it do its thing. I hope you guys like our videos. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, comment, and smash that bell button. And until next time, God bless.
God bless.